Hi guys, welcome back, and thanks for getting ready with me. I have already gotten dressed for the day. I already had some snacks. I helped cut up some pear because my dad tried to peel it and it didn't peel like an apple does on an apple peeler. It's a little too soft of a fruit, Dad. So I'm trying to get my energy up. It is like noon, and I haven't even taken all my medication yet. I'm in so much pain. I haven't gotten too much better since yesterday, even with my adjustment. So I'm going to try and sit you down while I take my medication. A little pooch here. And all this ice cream that I ate last month. Highly don't recommend, no matter how good it tastes. My pigtails are off center. I can see that now. So let's go down. There, now they're a little more even. This is my Adderall. I've only been taking half a pill a day. I've been trying to lower my medication usage because of my bun being sluggish. So, and I already put that in the little extra box. I keep my more controlled medications in an extra container instead of the regular one that I have all my other medication in. I keep it separated so I don't end up taking the other one on accident again. Like, they're in the box, that means I've taken them for the day. So, now it's on to more medication and my magnesium. Magnesium helps keep things flowing as much as I can to soften it up, and because I was having quite a bit of constipation with a lot of my issues lately. That can go in the trash. Compounded medication. My POTS medication, which is postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. Ketotifen, the compounded medication, the first one I just took right there, that capsule from the POTS one. This one is for my mast cell activation syndrome. This is for my POTS. And POTS is a type of autonomic dysfunction. A type of dysautonomia. So, autonomic system is part of your adaptive immune system, or it's part of your innate immune system, and then adaptive is your like tolerances to. Oh man, don't quote me on this stuff. I haven't looked at this stuff in a while because my stuff has been controlled. So when my symptoms are controlled by whatever medication that I'm taking, I just tend not to worry about it or think about it because I haven't become symptomatic in a long time. Now, my food sensitivities, I've been eating a lot of my foods that I shouldn't be. So that helped contribute to my flare, 100%. The sugars and stuff I was eating contributed 100%. My liver and kidney function has become a little sluggish because of all these choices I made to eat all that stuff. I believe my flares can be at least 50% preventable by vigilance alone and diet consciousness. Making sure I'm not eating too much of a good thing, which is really a bad thing for my body. My immune system is too sensitive these days, and I can have anything switched on at any point. I have bad genetics on both sides of my family, my mom and dad. So in case I get too fatigued later, I gotta take an extra Adderall later in the day, which I inevitably hit around 2 to 3 o'clock when I eat like a bigger meal. So I'm trying to take it easy. I'm going to try and have just a protein shake for right before I go to the fair. I'm slowly getting ready. It's going to take some time because I have to figure out how, oh, my hip hurts. It's not a good time to be walking around the fair for extended periods of time. I'm only going there to go purchase some more tie-dye pants to go with my tie-dye tank top thingy. Maybe I like it like this. I don't know. Maybe I don't like the gap at all. I can just make it like a bralette. I think I almost prefer this just because. But I don't like this big knot right here with the having to tie it. So I may just change tops just for the fair. Because I want to wear this one today because I like the way it looks with my skirt. I think it looks cute. And I was just going to wear this, a very light see-through, very see-through. You can see the stuff in the background here. It's so lightweight, but at least it's going to block some of the UV rays. And I was just going to wear this to the fair, like this. And wear my little backpack thing, get some sunblock on my stomach and a little bit here, just, you know, because it is showing. I need to shape my legs too. I don't want to go out in public with super hairy legs. I am a little bit of a hippie, but I like to have nice looking legs when I can. So, but if I change my top, I'm going to have to change my skirt because it doesn't match my freaking skirt. This tie-dye top does because it has some green and darker colors in it. This top is pink, which is where I bought this at the fair last year. And I absolutely love this top. But I don't have any skirt or anything that matches it. So, you know, I guess the best thing for me to do is to wear this to the fair so I can try and match it with something this year. Because I always go to the clearance rack. But since it's not the last day of the fair or second last day, like that's when they usually are trying to get rid of inventory before they leave, so they are able to have some kind of clearance prices. So I like to go towards the end of the fair, but today's the day I need to go because I need to go into town to get some flour because we're doing canning today, and I want to do beading and I want to do game. I just had like a lazy day, but it don't sound like that's gonna happen. Kind of bummed. I really wanted today to be a rest day, but nope. So I got this skirt, stripes that, no, it doesn't really go with tie-dye. I got my long skirt I can wear with this maybe. I don't know. I'll be right back. So this is what this looks like. It doesn't seem to go that well. I mean, it can work, but that's by pairing it off with something that goes with the bottom. This is how I kind of figure out my outfits that I like to wear. I like to pair different things up that I may not think look good, but may end up looking fine when put together. But I got other shirts that I can pair with it. I think this hoodie looked really cute with the short skirt and the top that I had on. So let me try something else. So the main purpose of changing tops and changing bottom is because I need to be able to wear this back brace today, a corset. However, this does not look good together because of the spacing here and the like squishes the heart. So I've got to change top. But I am pretty satisfied with wearing this with this skirt. I think this looks good together, so it's time to layer because I'm going to still wear this so I can still try and match it up. But it's all about layers. I'm going to have to put another layer in between this and this in order to make it look good. So I'll be back. Alright, this is partly layered. Thank you for joining me for my try and close edition. So I like the look of this together. It doesn't look bad. I like the slimming effect. So the test is when I put my corset on, how it looks. But I already found another shirt I want to try with this combination. So there's so many clothes that I have that I've never tried the combinations of things with yet. And this skirt is relatively new, so I have a lot other tops and such that I can try. So, as well as I like this look, I kind of like not having this untucked. So I'd have to tuck this all up and stuff. And it looks fine, but you know, this kind of sticks out a little bit further, so I really don't think it's the best match for this. So, let's try again. Well, I certainly like this outfit put together, but not for today. This sweater's gonna be a little too hot. So I like this sweater. I love open back things. And I did try this shirt on. It's just a little bit too big and baggy for the outfit that I have on. This will go good with like some like skinny jeans or a cute little skirt or something. Because this too opens in the back. And it looks really cool with the stripes for my tank top underneath. So, I'll be back. Okay, I kind of like this tank top. Happy vibes only. So now here's the test with the corset. The sleeves go in a good spot, somewhere area. Right. Tighten here. Right. You can see happy at least. So that's good. So, this is only part of my outfit. It's all about layering. I have the pink thing underneath the black tank top still, because I'm using that as my bra. But also, if I do need to shed layers and I can actually take this brace off while I'm out and about, I'm going to, because it looks cute with just this outfit. Next step is the overshirt, because I have to protect my skin from the sun. Because of my autoimmune diseases, my immune system and everything is ramped up, so it's going to absorb things at an accelerated rate. And all I'm trying to do is down regulate everything. So the combination of having an overactive ADHD brain that's thinking all the time, without letting anxiety like meddle in it too much, which happens when I'm PTSD triggered. My anxiety goes up quite significantly. I just have to sit down while I get ready for this. Alright, so this will help tie in the skirt with the top, and also help. It's so lightweight. It's like a very synthetic material. Also kind of see-through, and it's like kind of airy. I can roll up the sleeves, which I do tend to do. As you can see, I washed it with the sleeves up. But it's smart to keep it rolled down. But I like to show off my bracelets to people. And be like, I made these, ha! But they do need to be properly rolled. I wish we had these snaps on my Navy uniforms to be able to roll them up like this. Maybe we did, I don't know, I don't recall. But yeah, I can help keep my sleeves up. So I got some new spots. which are concerning to me. I don't understand where these came from. Oh, okay, I do now. That's right. I had a oil splatter my skin the other night when I was cooking. That's where I think those came from. They look like almost like birthmarks or moles. Like there and there. It splattered and it like went directly to my skin and I'm like, ow. That significantly hurt. Yeah. I've been scalded by hot water in the past at my fast food restaurant when I was 16 years old. They had one of those bun, not blood urea nitrogen things, but they called it the bun, BUNN, because that was the brand. And it's bloody hot water, basically. It's not bloody, but it's hot water. It's like above boiling temperature. And I was filling up a pan to soak, and I had stepped away to do something else, and I turned around and it was starting to overflow, so I kind of, like went to go try and turn it off, and I ended up slipping, and like my arm went directly underneath that hot water faucet while it was full blast hot, and I had like major scarring from like here on the inside of part of my, all the way around the outside. It was actually done to this arm, my left arm. But yeah, it was like first, almost second degree burns. It was nasty. So anyway, back to my outfit thing. So this is longer, but I kind of like it. But it also, where the corset stops, it helps like push my big old belly and poopa out. So when I stand up straight, my big old belly is like pushing this outwards like this because I'm just so thick through here. Because I need to work on that lower body core strength. And so to finish off the outfit, I go like this and just tie this off. And that way it kind of hides my corset. So I'm only promoting more invisible illness. But it's great when I can like unsnap this mother trucker for people and like show them like, oh, well, this is what you don't see. I like being sneaky about my, you know, as much as I advocate and as much as I talk about it and as much as I like, you know, preach, like, you never know what somebody's going through, because for the majority of the time, disabled people are discriminated against, but also healthy invisible illness people are discriminated against all the time. So, oh, this is totally off center. I totally buttoned it all jacked up because I tied it wrong. Okay, so this needs to come down one. This needs to come down one. Yes, I know how to button a shirt. I had to button my shirt in the Navy. I did actually misbutton it so many times because I was so hungover, like still out of it from the night before partying. So, yeah. There we go. This is going to be my look for the fair walking around today. With the exception of my shoes. I don't have those on yet. Actually, I think I'm going to tuck this sucker into my skirt. 1 second. Boogie boogie. Now cha-cha now. Alright. So, I don't know how to do the electric slide. I always mix up the parts. I mean, I would have to be dancing that freaking thing like every day, and then I could do good, I think. I think I would be alright with that, but, you know. I try to come up with my own dance moves while also copying other people that are dancing around me and copy their moves and integrate it into my own. Yeah. I really don't know how to dance very well. But I actually just dance like nobody's watching because I don't care. I do care to an extent. There's only my own insecurities that I care about. I care about trying to make myself feel better. So I actually been thinking about it, and I'm thinking about doing some, let me see how I dance, because I don't know, I feel like I like look a fool when I'm dancing at these electronic dance music festivals and like shows. I just feel like a fool. I just do. I've never had the confidence about my dance moves because I just never did it. Like I'd go out with my girlfriends in the Navy and go to the club and all that stuff, but it wasn't my scene. It really wasn't. Like I was like more into still going to like heavy metal shows and like going to the bar where there's like lots of pool tables and playing shooting pool. I loved just drinking beer, shooting pool, and that was my jam. But then all the girlfriends I'd make, they'd be like, "Let's go to the club and get all dressed up." I'm like, "Girl, club is not where you're gonna meet your future husband." Neither was a bar, I feel like, but I mean, anything can happen. Seriously, I know it can. I can't discount it because I know it happens. Whether those marriages last or not, that's another story. This is one of my other favorite tank tops that I like to pair with something kind of fancy because it shows off my tribal wings with the light lace right here. So I like to just dress up and look fancy for no reason. This is what I was like my entire life in high school. I would dress like goth emo one day. The next day I'd be like a grungy person with my flannel shirt like tied around the waist and like some, yeah. Then I went through also my Jinko jeans, which I really want to go trade my jeans in at Walmart because I got some pants yesterday. But I swear to goodness, like I really want a pair of these Jinkos because from back in the day. But they're not Jinko brand. They are, what the heck is the name of that? Hold on, I'll grab it. They are wide leg cargo celebrity pink. And a lot of the clothes that I saw that were made by this company called Celebrity Pink, I don't even know who that is or whatever. But they sell to Walmart, so they can't be too expensive. So I thought these might look wide enough for me. And they're the right length, thankfully, because I'm like 28 inches legs. I'm short. But I thought they would be wide enough. But when I tried them on, there are more cargo pants than wide leg. And so the other ones were freaking ridiculous, like this freaking wide per leg. And I'm like, dude, I've always wanted to fulfill my dreams of like having a good pair. Because the only pair I could find was like a pair that was way too big for me back in high school. And like my belt would like bunch it up around my waist because it was so big. Like otherwise I would be sagging along with all the guys. I made fun of those guys. I'm like, plumber's butt. I made fun of the guys that would sag their pants. I had an ex-boyfriend that sagged, and he was a white dude. White hair, white dude with blonde hair and blue eyes. He thought it was so gangsta. I hung out with some people that were more G than my freaking ex, which is funny. Me and my ex and his best friend, we made up our own gang. So a couple of my other friends were like, they formed what they called the W's, and they formed it out of juvie, and a lot of those guys have actually made lives for themselves. I'm proud of them, you know, even though they started off in juvie and being troublemakers and outcasts, but that's who I hung out with. I love those guys. I still game with one of them today. So he was always the whiny one and like the annoying one because he was so dramatic all the time, and the guys would be like, they probably thought he was gay too, so seriously, back in the day. But he's not. He got married to his high school sweetheart. I love her too. You know, I love hanging out with Charity and my buddy. I'm not going to mention his name because he is an investigative journalist, and he's got enough people pissed off at him. I don't need to spread more internet information about him. But, so I think I'm going to take those back because they were $20, and I am also still, as we speak, going through my clothes, because whenever I buy clothes and bring them home, I have to make room for them. Like, all my clothes do not fit in my dresser, and my mom is constantly getting on my ass about cleaning out the closet, because look at my closet. My closet, there's no room to hang clothes, not even shirts or anything. There's just no room. This is my crafting corner. This is where I try to get everything organized. I barely use my PC anymore. I used to game a lot on it, but my graphics card is so outdated that I don't want to spend the thousands of dollars on that. Instead, I bought a PlayStation 5 because I'm just a girl at heart. Even though I started off on PC, well, Atari first, well, Commodore 64, Atari. My brother bought his own Super NES. We had a family NES that me and my brother would share. And then he bought his own Super Nintendo, and I used to go in his room when he was gone and out with his friends and play his games, which he hated. I always wanted to be a part of my brother's life and friend group, and he always just pushed me away as an annoying little sister because his parents would make, I would start throwing a tantrum like, I didn't need a friend, I don't have friends, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, I used to grow up playing board games in the park nearby that had like so many trees and you could hide, and we'd pretend to, play team deathmatch out in the freaking woods in one of the residential parks that is no longer there. There's actually apartments in this place. It was right next to a junkyard. There was a junkyard that was near our house too. That was right next to the park, and so we could get into all kinds of trouble near that. It reminds me of The Sandlot, that movie. Funny. So it's all about childhood memories, what you grew up with, and I grew up with all that stuff and being outside and playing until the street lights came on, and then we get yelled at. It's time for dinner. Get in the house, because yeah, we didn't really have many street lights in the street either. I grew up on, so it was dark. So that was in the 80s, and then in the 90s I turned teenager and preteen. Hit the double digits. 78 degrees my room right now. Jesus, take the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel. So in the process, as I'm trying them on with the skirt to see if I can pair it with my skirt. But also, some of these clothes are so it's almost like winter cleaning or fall spring instead of spring cleaning. It's like fall cleaning. I have to like pick and choose what I'm going to get rid of, what I won't wear anymore. And then I have to get a tote and put the ones that I do want to still wear, but I won't be wearing until basically it warms up again. Because this fall weather is really creeping in fast in here in Oregon. We're getting a little bit more dew. I'm going to start seeing a lot more fog in the mornings. So, given the opportunity right now, even though I need to get out the door, I need to get going. This is what ADHD does. I'm like, I need to take care of this too, because I'm about to buy some more clothes, and I have to make sure that they fit. So, I like to try and multitask and make my purpose worth it for doing what I'm going to do. Because I have to reorganize this stuff over and over and over and over again. And unfortunately, I had to pack some of my clothes away in my storage unit that's like a 10-minute drive from my house. But I have to figure out and pick and choose what I'm going to wear. Because I'm already going through my clothes anyway as I'm trying to figure out the right outfit for the day. Oh man, I'm getting hungry. I need to do my protein shake. Alright, the top drawer has been recently cleaned out. This drawer, I've been just kind of throwing shit in as I go along. I need to separate my categories. Those are shirts, pants. I need to do long sleeves. I need to do short sleeves. I want to have an even amount of short sleeves and long sleeves and capris that I can sleep in during the winter, because like still my room gets to be 80 degrees while I'm gaming. No matter what, it turns up to 80. It's a little too hot. That's more pajama pants. Those are capris. I really don't wear that many pants anymore. It's all about leggings, but leggings also like really bother my skin with being tight on my skin on certain times with my medical conditions. So I'm not always able to wear tight clothes at all. Like that's why, honestly, that's why I wear a lot of skirts. That's why I wear a lot of tank tops and like very revealing clothing, because I'm just all about being comfortable. I'd much rather feel comfortable nude. Like maybe I should be in a nudist colony or something. Maybe I should join a nudist colony. I can't say that's any more hippie than anything else. That's pretty damn hippie. From what I grew up with, anyways. So, it's time to organize what I'm going to be doing. I need to figure out what I'm doing this fall, so I can make sure I have fall and winter clothes a little bit available to be able to intermingle with layers. Cleaning out my pant drawer now. So far I've only done my shirt drawer and my pants drawer. And then I have a completely separate drawer for just my skirts. And then I have a mismatched drawer of all the stuff that doesn't fit in the other drawers or in the other closet. So, some backstory here. My mom's childhood home, they had a lot of clothes in one of their closets that was underneath their staircase in their house. It was a double-story house. Well, one day, their closet spontaneously combusted and burnt their staircase down. Well, my mom has been getting after me a little bit lately because she's like, it can happen. With more sun on our house like it is right now, it can't happen again. You need to thin out that closet. I'm like, dude, come on, Mom. Get the gun safe out of the freaking closet. That would save me a lot of room. Like, work with me here. I've been working with you guys for so long. I'm just trying to, like, my mom has clothes in that front closet. There's no room to hang anything in the office bedroom for my clothes. There's no, like, hall closet to put any clothes in. There's nowhere to store all my spare towels except for in the bathroom, which is small. Like, we've got to come to some kind of compromise or something. Like, yeah, I'm willing to thin it down, but like, it's such a pain to go to my storage unit, especially if I'm in a hurry and like I have so many things to do the day prior, and it's just I'm not able to make it over there, and then I'm exhausted, and then I just can't do anything because my spoons are out, and then I get into a flare of sorts. There's always some kind of excuse that can help prevent me from doing it, and it's not that it's an excuse. It's just I'm pacing my body so I can last. It's all about me trying to preserve my energy and preserve what I have left to be able to continue moving forward. I work towards getting that 110 health status back, which I know is not just feasible for my EVS. It's just not. The group that I'm in, that I'm trying to be all friendly about and like, inspiring and giving like good, just I believe in you guys. It may not be the best of days. Some days you can heal, some days you can't, and it's okay to not be okay, but they're striving to be albius. I've always had a problem with saying that word. Albinism. All bodyism. My body does not work. Alright? It doesn't work as normal. I just wish people would just see that and understand that. But I understand why, because I hide it from people. So no wonder people have a hard time accepting it until they spend some time with me, they observe me, and they see what it takes for me to get ready and what it takes to like leave. It's like 1 o'clock now. I've spent an hour just trying to get dressed. And I finally found an outfit that works with my back brace, because I want to still look cute, and I have no problem taking this shirt off to show people my back brace and be like, I am disabled. I mean, I know it doesn't look like it. So I don't blame them. And my friend that lives in Yakima that I stayed with before my mom got there, the day after I did, You know, she doesn't want to be viewed as an invalid. She wants to still have some independence and still have some functionality. But when she's around these people like her brother that are constantly gaslighting her and telling her that, like, just work through it, you're fine, you know, no, he has no idea what she feels. She can try and explain it, but in so few words, because usually those type of people are just, they won't listen, because they won't understand until they have it themselves. Until they go through some pain and hardships of pain and all that kind of stuff, will they even know? But also, a lot of my people in my generation, my old high school friend group, like, they've never accepted me as disabled. They don't view me as ADHD at all. They don't believe that I'm neurospicy. They are stuck on these old belief systems about all kids have ADHD and all boys in particular. And so it's like, no matter what I tried to say to justify it, no matter what I try and justify it, they view it as I'm making excuses on why. They see it as excuses and not an explanation of why this is happening. They don't really care to know, like, all the insides and outs, because they just don't know what it feels like. And I could probably show them these videos all day long, but they would be bored, they would lose interest, and they'd be like, that's Jenna going on and on about medical stuff again. Well, my videos are mixed up with all kinds of different things and topics. Like, I still have to edit my description, my video I just posted from last night, because it's, I want to put more of the title and description about tattoos. I totally forgot. Like, and that's why my description was so low, because I just couldn't think of all the topics. I was so dead tired. Like, I was halfly drugged up with my medications, so I was really squinty-eyed. Really squinty-eyed and just, like, all over the place with my mind, because I hadn't taken my ADHD too close to the bed. So another thing, I don't know if I've mentioned in a long time or in my videos before, but I have major sensitivities, like most ingredients in toothpaste and all hair care products and all soaps and all everything. It is harder to find anything hygiene-wise that does not have coconut oil in it. I am allergic to coconut, and so I am slowly exposing myself to coconut every time I use these products. So that's part of the problem. I get more urticaria, like I was showing in my video last night. It's towards the end of the video. I should learn how to put points in my description about when I change topics, but with my ADHD brain, I change topics left and right and then come back to the story. So it really comes down to, like, trying to just give as much context in my description as possible, or as little as possible, so you can kind of figure out on your own if you're going to watch it or not. And you can skip my videos, parts of my videos, it don't matter. I see when people, like, there's like dips and spikes and in certain parts of my video, which I love analytics. I don't know, I'm a nerd. We need some glasses. We got glasses, hold on. These are my gaming glasses, though. These are my gaming glasses. I actually look good in glasses, and I like glasses, but they're just kind of a tad annoying. And these aren't even my favorite pair of them. I keep burping. So, I have tried my best to find a toothpaste without fluoride, because my body just does not like fake things, man. It just doesn't. Fluoride is bad for me, even though I don't swallow toothpaste. Like, that's what my friend told me. She's like, I don't swallow the toothpaste, it should be fine. I'm like, little do you know, really things are absorbing into your gums as you're brushing with it, because if you think about it, that's why there's things called sublingual, and they melt under your mouth, so you can still absorb the chemicals through your tongue and membranes and those areas. You can still absorb it right into the blood vessels that way by using it, just using it, having it touch the skin, especially for any amount of time, if it's even more at length. You know, there's some people that brush their teeth and they just keep all the stuff in there all at once. I have to spit out as I go, and then there's like no toothpaste left because I spit up the toothpaste because I didn't like get it all in there. But my mouth is small, and I can't get enough in my mouth at once because I have such a bad gag reflex. I'm like, ugh, ugh, and then I end up swallowing it. You know, I can't. So the best one that I have found, even though I had to brush my teeth way more frequently, I have stopped drinking a lot of sugar, which builds up on the teeth. That creates alcohol, bacteria, and then it turns into like bad sugars, and yeah, the list goes on. So this is what I prefer. I prefer Burt's Bees charcoal whitening fluoride-free toothpaste, Zen peppermint. My favorite was actually spearmint. Like, spearmint's always been my favorite over any other kind of mint, but I'll settle. It is what it is. Like, and this sucker take forever. All my other orders came in at the same time, like before I went to Yakima, and this was like almost a month late in delivery. I'm like, what? Why is it so hard to get toothpaste on Amazon? Like, I had an estimated date of it arriving at the same time everything else arrived 2 weeks ago. I was almost eligible for a refund. No storage space. So, oh yeah, here. A little bit more. Towels for anybody that uses this bathroom or shower. Those are my hand towel or face cloths. I'm all out of these. I gotta do a laundry load. And this is kind of a mess in here. Throw this away. Oh, I gotta make sure this is the right one to throw away. I'm supposed to replace this bottle for my sinus rinse once, but I kind of mixed them up. I don't know which one's the newer one. It's so hard to tell. Maybe this one's the newer one. So I'll keep that one and throw this away. But I keep all my other stuff in this. I used to have toothpaste, Q-tips in here. It just wasn't as efficient. So I like my sinus rinse stuff packets in there. And then, yeah, this bag right here is full of all of my medical supplies. I have nowhere to put all my medical supplies. This is so small. So I have my blood pressure cuff with thermometers in there. I have like braces for things. I have right now Metamucil in there. This is my travel case for my toothpaste and all this stuff. I need to wash it actually. Got soap spilled in there. So I take that with me when I go everywhere. And then, oh, I got some more too. So let's take out. And then so I can put this down here and grab a new alcohol bottle. This is Stormy's. These are all her supplies. I have a blow dryer in there. I tried this out, which actually, I'm gonna get rid of this thing. This Dremel tool thing is just never, it scared the hell out of her. But maybe I can keep my Dremel tool and change out the bit and put a diamond blade in there, and I can use it for my rock hounding stuff or sanding anything else down. So maybe I will keep it, but I think I'll keep it in my toolbox, honestly. It takes 4 AA batteries. So, this is Stormy's bag. I keep this antiseptic stuff that the vet gave me in there so I can help clean out her ears. She's very susceptible to UTIs and like colds, respiratory issues. Oh, not necessarily that, sorry. Ear infections and UTIs, which reminds me of my childhood. I'm like, my dog has immune system issues, and it was triggered by some of the vaccines they gave her, because she used to never have eye boogers, and now she does. And she gets eye boogers after some activities in certain areas, mostly with grasses. She gets those. First thing in the morning when she wakes up, she gets those. So I already have an appointment set up for her next week to go see the vet so we can get her injections. So I'm trying to save my money for that. I'm trying not to pay too much right now. I'm spending the minimum with my impulse buying. I'm getting the items that we need. I spent over $150 on just meat alone yesterday. Meat alone. I'm downsizing her bag too as much as I can, because I need to make space. I don't have room for anything in this house. Like, I have to keep like putting stuff in other rooms because I don't have room in my room. I don't have storage options, and my room is like hard to navigate as it is. I don't even have a place to foam roll or do physical therapy in there. Gosh, this bag needs washed. Alright, I'm gonna washing this with all the other dog stuff. Put it inside out and wash it. Now I've got to do the floor in here. Why not? Make more work for myself. It needs to be done anyway. And my parents are probably going to be using my shower the rest of the time, because my dad's doing a project on their shower right now. Disabled life, living with your parents, roommates. So this is Stormy's bag of stuff. I got the antiseptic. I got my clippers. I got this undercoat brush, but I kind of wish I had a bigger undercoat brush than this. It's just hard to really clean that stuff out. And I only brush her after I give her a bath, which I need to brush her more often so I can get that fur off without it getting all over the house. Alright, so then I got this brush for her, which I don't even use for her anymore. So I'm going to throw it in my doggy donate bag. I have several friends with dogs, and so I'm basically just giving this stuff away. Then down here I keep my distilled water for my sinus rinse, which I have not done today, so let's get that going while I'm at it. It takes so long to leave the house, guys. It's like already past noon. It's going to be the hottest part of the day when I get there. My mom's been working on making apple turnovers for my nephew. Told her don't worry about making mine, but I hope she does anyways, because I want to go to the fair. I really don't want to worry about doing other things. I'm freaking exhausted already. I'll be right back. So, to prepare my bottle for my sinus rinse, just pouring in the sinus rinse packet that every bottle comes with, and Neil Med sinus rinse stuff. And then this is the budesonide. It comes in a box like this. Budesonide. I know this is backwards. And here, let me turn it around for the camera so you can actually read it, because I highly recommend it. So this is budesonide inhalation suspension, 0.5 milligram 2 liter. How to use. So blah, 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 blah. So this is for a nebulizer cup. I do not do it nebulizing. They use this medication for asthma, but because it helps shrink the inflammation in the lungs. Well, it actually does the same for the sinuses, and it actually has helped break down polyps that are very common in immune system responses to sinusitis, which is usually due to things like mast cell activation syndrome and other true full-blown allergies. Mast cell activation syndrome is more on a microcellular level, with all kinds of words like macrophages and histamine. And a lot of the times the first line of defense for somebody with mast cell activation is they keep them on gastrointestinal meds for their upset stomach, because it usually involves a digestion. So first line of defense is like H1 blockers or the histamine blockers that you take for your nose. Those are first line histamine blockers. Second line antihistamine blockers has to do with your gut. So that's H2 blockers. Number 1, sinuses. Number 2, gut. So mast cell activation syndrome can actually be seen under biopsies during the any upper lower endoscopy. And I've had lots of those. Both. Let me do the sinus rinse real fast. I could try and just do not one nostril to show you all. It is kind of gross, so if you don't want to watch this part, you can kind of fast forward. Let me get tissue. Well, I got it all right here, but just doing trigger warning about this in case you're kind of grossed out by things going in your nose. So I have to lean over like this. I just squirt it up my nose and open my mouth and try and allow whatever to come in through my nose, out my mouth, to help rinse it and flush it through. So if I do the saline rinse without any of the budesonide, it really doesn't help, because it just kind of rinses things and irrigates it, which is good, but it doesn't kind of like the warm water also helps, and it helps kind of break things apart and make them mushy. You know, if you were to soak like a bone or something in water, it's gonna, all the meat's gonna eventually kind of want to fall off, especially at higher temperatures. So this is what it looks like doing my sinus rinse. And I tilt my head each way to try and get it to leak out that didn't go up into my sinus cavity. Then I like to stand up. And what I'll do is I'll plug one side of the nose and blow out the other. And then the same on the other side. And sometimes I kind of like pinch it a little bit to try and get some resistance, to try and get things that are maybe stuck further up. And when I did that, my ear feels like it's underwater now, which tells me that I have some inflammation going on in my brain, or some kind of oxygen flow blocker somewhere that is not working right. And yesterday when he palpated my lymph nodes and my throat, they were significantly increased in size. And so whatever stress is going on with that, whether it's the Chiari, making more of a problem at the top and the base of my skull, because my entire right part of my neck has completely been whacked up. With Chiari malformation, it's really highly suggested by all medical professionals, and I suggest myself too. Don't let them touch your neck. Don't let them adjust it. So I've gone by this straight advice for like the last 2 years with my new chiro. Now I gotta do some more sinus rinse real fast. One sec. Hot toi. As my nose is dripping. Excuse me. That's why I'm over the sink. It's hard to try and open up my airways enough to like actually let things go through. I am going to put a trigger warning on this one just because of this right here. Gross bodily fluids. I am going to pan to it real fast to show what comes out of my nose when I do this stuff. It's pretty weird. It's for science. And this stuff started happening after I had COVID, what I'm about to show. Alright, I got everything out. I need more tissue. I think they're called the adenoids, but they're back at this part, like towards the TMJ area. And at one point, my earlier VA diagnosis doctors, they it was caught on one of the MRIs incidentally, and I'm like, huh, that's interesting. It's never been seen since. So if that tells you anything. So it's kind of, the stuff is kind of moved around in the sink, so I kind of got to get out my napkin. There I go, leaking again. Can't help that. Okay. So now I am getting this like weird gray mucusy stuff. I may have to turn the camera around for better clarity. It is not just white sputum. It has like really dark colors in it. It's concerning me for over a year because they started off being kind of smaller. I don't see them very often. They don't come out every single time. Some days they do more. But I honestly believe what I think is happening is those part of the adenoids, I think they help like clear out the like any kind of congestion or anything, like the connection with the lymph nodes here. What I really think happens is it's clearing stuff out that is no longer good. But since it's happened so sporadically, and the first times I saw it, they were like little teeny black. They looked like little teeny black squiggly hairs, but they like a little dot with like several hairs coming off of it. It just looked funky. It looked weird, and this happened, you know, this time last year, honestly. And I was without a good doctor. It was like right before I got my primary. We have our 1 year anniversary here coming up. But now it's time to fire and get a new one. That's if I can find anybody accepting them and accepting me. So I want to look over the reviews of all the doctors that are within his network to transfer me to. That might be my only solution for now before I can switch up to a VA provider that will accept it. So I'm looking forward to that. Oh, a little clumsy there. I gotta set this down. I can't do too much at once. Not with my back pain, and I'm trying to focus on what I'm doing here. This is to help clean my paraphernalia when I smoke so much stuff through my things. I had to get medicated shampoo. So since it's not only for humans that they use a lot of coconut oil inside every freaking product known to dog, man, woman, whatever you identify as. I am a female alien, if you didn't know. I told the VA doctor that because they the lady kind of made a smart ass remark about it. It's like, I know this is a silly question, and you know, I know you may or may not answer this, but I do need to ask you this. What do you identify as? After she already asked me if I'm female or, you know, and then she wanted to add that in because it's now part of policy. It makes me laugh so hard. So, but just the reaction though from the medical field, like, they're not trying to get on board with that either, but they're gonna be enforced to. And with the younger generations having like personal body issues, body shaming issues, including themselves. I can't blame them. I don't blame them. I mean, I've been through some stuff too. But yeah, this is the stuff that has been the solution for her. However, okay, so other ingredients: purified water, propylene glycol, polysorbate 80, fragrance, citric acid, sodium benzoate, disodium EDTA, oatmeal extract. I don't see any, like, besides maybe the propylene and glycol, like, why is that needed? But active ingredients are pramozine and lidocaine, because this is a itch relief medicated spray. This one has two. It has miconazole nitrate, and so if she has any kind of yeast overgrowth or anything, this is really good for that. So it's medicated shampoo, purified water, desyl polyglucoside, Laureth 12. Laureth 12, I think that's actually one of the bad ones. I have to look that up again just to verify because I don't know. Centramonium chloride, PEG 50, whatever that is. Disintegrate PEG 120, methyl glucose dialate, fragrance, sodium hydroxide. I don't like that this one has so many different ingredients in it, but I have to look at that Laurel one. I think the Laurel one is actually bad. This is one I got for no rinse foam for dogs. Pump foam into hands, apply to dry coat from the back of next to tail and massage into fur. For best results, finish with towel drying or brushing through. Water, sodium lauryl, saccharin, lauryl, glucoside, glycerin, like methyl, blah blah blah, lavender extract. This one has a lot more dangerous chemicals in it than these ones. These ones are like more, I feel like, more natural, except for maybe the glycol. I mean, that's alcohol of sorts. So, all right, I'm gonna actually just set these down here outside of her bag because I think it'll give me a lot more room. That one's just creamy white, but it's because I'm dehydrated and I haven't drank anything yet today, really. Just a little bit of water, and I just can't handle regular water. This was one of the first ones I bought her over the itch medicated spray. This is Skin and Coat Solutions, conditions and moisturizes long-lasting fragrance. It's a sweet pea and vanilla. I'm allergic to vanilla, so they ran out of the cherry blossom one, so that's why I resorted to this one. Ingredients: purified water, SDA 40B, alcohol, polysorbonate 50, fragrance, blah blah blah, preservative, glycerin, moisturizer, polyquaternium, 7 conditioner. So I do need to use the rest of this up in conjunction with this, and this is also an antiseptic mousse, so I can leave on mouths for dogs or cats. Okay. Gluconate, ketoxin, water, glycerin, polysorbate 20, propylene glycol, sativa oat, Avena sativa, kernel extract, the harder these words are to pronounce, the worse it is for your dog. Fragrance, potassium sorbate, methyl silicone. a leave-on mousse with blah 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 blah, antibacterial, antifungal ingredients for antiseptic activity on the skin. Skin nourishing moisture and calm the skin. They also support the skin's natural immune system and provide building blocks for renewed skin barrier integrity. Like, I've noticed that that Stormy's vulva, like the tip of it, like looks really kind of red off and on, and so I know it's a type of contact dermatitis. She's definitely been in a lot of grass playing and stuff, and she pees and she lowers so low down to the ground. She needs to like stop lowering herself so low, because that's where she's going to pick everything up and then get a UTI and infection and bacterial and I need to buy new razors. That's the only reason I haven't shaved. I've been really, really broke, and this is such a dull blade. I've used it the last 3 times and I just can't anymore. I need a new blade. Alright, so all I need to save is I'm going to save these for Stormy. And last for me, I'm going to get rid of this one. We don't use it. We're going to keep the clippers. We're going to keep this brush because I use this brush a lot. And I use this brush a lot. I like this brush a lot. Although it doesn't reach the undercoat. That's why I have this small undercoat one. I wouldn't mind buying a bigger one, but I tried this bigger one. It's just too big. I can't get her with it, so. I wish there was a thing to keep this locked closed. Like my own trimmers, shears. Alright. I need a little basket thing to put her brushes in down here, I think. And then like I got this. The more I stand up straight, the more my cerebral spinal fluid can flow, because the majority of the time it's kind of like stuck in my throat area. Like I had a hard time swallowing my pills this morning because it just wouldn't go down. So my mom has this little basket for guests when they come to stay, which they really don't have any guests. So I'm just going to take all this out and see what she wants to do with it in her bedroom. So I can use this for Stormy stock stuff. Because I have to have a little bit of a blow dryer for her. I don't ever blow dry my hair. It's so thin, like I don't need to blow dry it. It's just I need to put stuff like that in there. I like her clippers. And this thing is like really falling apart. Like it's just falling apart out. Let me see here. Like on the inside. Oh, there goes my nose again. It just likes to drip randomly if I tilt my head forward. That's why we go through so much tissue. Alright, so this thing has been ripping apart along the edge there. And this. Honestly, I don't even use this glove on her. So maybe I will just, even though it's slightly ripped, maybe it's supposed to be like that and I just haven't had it tight enough. I think that's what it is. I'm going to donate this, and I think I'm going to donate it to the Humane Society or any kind of like foster adoption type place to help those other animals in need. They deserve it. And I wish I had money donations, but I don't got that. I do got dog toy things. Who else did I promise some dog toys to? My friend Jennifer, I think. So I haven't heard from her in a while. We had this like kind of back and forth conversation about like I can kind of tell her opinion through her text. I can kind of understand her context, but I'm not quite sure because my hair is spicy. I just don't know. I don't know. what's going on in her mind, because she also doesn't just speak her mind like me and other ADHDers, which is hard because that's the only way I know is if you tell me. And people have a hard time talking about things that are stigmatized. So, what's this one? Sales receipt, self-wash large. I don't need that receipt. This is going to go into my tools for my beading. Look at all this. This is ADHD at its finest. Look at this. I took all these clothes out. That drawer, except for my belts. That's where they go. And then those are my skirts that I need to reorganize. And here's a random drawer I can barely open too. So, I'm halfway done with my clothes. And here I am supposed to be going to the fair right now. And I'm doing everything but. Because I want to get stuff done before I do anything fun. And my mom's up to all the hard work of making the turnovers. For my nephew mostly. I think I gotta put this in the garage. I'm going to do this next video quickly. This is another long one today. Obviously, because it's taken me so long to get ready. This is a disabled life with ADHD. So, these LaCroix 12 packs. Can you see that? 12 packs. When was the last time any of you seen a 12 pack of LaCroix? Besides if you shop at Grocery Outlet, and that's where I find it. I'm going to be stopping at Safeway today. And I'm going to take pictures and maybe quick little videos so I can do some shorts. And hopefully I can learn how to edit 2 shorts into one so I can do this whole bit about freaking LaCroix and the shrinkflation. Because I tell you what, I cannot find anywhere that sells 12 packs besides Grocery Outlet of their sparkling carbonated water. The only ones I've ever found it. And they only have limited flavors compared to other stores. Like, I have to make do with those flavors. And the only reason I haven't popped those open is because I want to do this freaking skit. So I have to do a short with it and then go to the store. So I'm thirsty. I need to drink something. But one sec. So, even though this stuff makes me thirsty, even thirstier, and I'm already thirsty enough as it is, I need my chocolate shake. I'm really curious to see what my labs are going to turn out like in a couple weeks after I do all these changes. I know it takes time, and interesting enough, a little bit of information on my cholesterol videos I was watching this morning. I still have to try and log into 23andMe and reset my password and all that jazz, because I have to go back to my pharmacology or pharmacokinetics test to show that I don't have all the enzymes that it takes to break down certain things. And so taking a statin medication just doesn't sit right with me. And it doesn't sit right with me that my mom's on it and my aunt's on it and has been on it. I'm telling you, there's something metabolic on her side of the family. And I got more information about my mom's heart issues that she's having. And then I asked her specifically more information about which cousins and which uncles have what. But what's interesting is a lot of the AFib, and my cousin had one of my cousins had SVT. So it makes me curious. It makes me curious on what is the link. There's always a link. That's why doctors always ask for your family medical history. And when somebody's adopted, they don't even know that to be able to answer. So they are kind of left in the dark. And I feel really sorry for the adopted children and adults that were adopted when they were children and are now adults. and having any kind of health issues. They don't know where it came from because, you know, a lot of the parent wants no contact with them, and that's unfortunate. I think the bio families should be involved if they aren't mentally unstable. Where they're causing more harm than good. Yeah, I changed rooms again, so in order to continue getting ready for my day, I'm really trying to plan things out because things are really hectic in my life right now. With just a lot of activities, a lot of things around the house, and I don't want to forget these things. I get my ball comfortably. Hold on. All right, so so what I was doing is I got my journal or notebook out so I could start writing down things I need to do today and other things that, you know, I just would like to get done but probably won't get done, which is essentially all one list. I just make one long list and I kind of prioritize in my mind, like, okay, this. I'll just reread everything all over again, and I cross them off as I go. So as I went to grab my notebook just so I can make a list, this is also my symptom journal, and I haven't written in it, so I wrote in it June 26th, July 17th, and right now is August, towards the end of August. So I'm basically just doing a month synopsis of what my symptoms have been like during the month. And usually I just think about what I'm dealing with right now and what I can remember within the last couple weeks, because I'm trying my best not to think about it. My necklace always gets turned around. It's quite annoying. And this is like a cheapo bracelet that came with like one of my cute headbands at Walmart, and I think it's like the cutest like choker ever. It's the simplest, cutest choker. So today is August. Oh, that was last month. All right, August. Look at my calendar, maybe. No, it only says the time. I gotta go look. I knew that. It's the 29th. Silly me. You guys are getting a real treat from me having 1 hour long videos back to back, which I still need to change the title and description of because it talks about my tattoos, and so I can reach a broader audience to get other people to get to know who I am. And they can either swipe away or choose to watch. The majority of them swipe away. Like, my statistics tell me like how many people, not who, but how many swipe away. I get an impression click-through rate statistic, so it shows so many people's feeds, but they don't click on me, so they just keep going and scrolling. So that's what impression click-through rate means. About the average is about 3, but anything below 3 is kind of like, you need to do something to improve your channel. You need to make some changes, or, you know, it's not your niche, it's not your interest enough, and you're just not engaging to the viewers as much. It depends on what your purpose is with YouTube. My purpose with YouTube is to become a YouTube partner, only to be able to sell my merch on my shop, which I need to create a website, so that is on my to-do list. I need to also finish this flipping journal. Alright, but before I forget, as I'm talking through this stuff, I've got to write it down. So, go onto Canva. And create merch for YouTube. If things keep going at the rate that they are right now, I should just barely make it to YouTube partner. So please, if you want to help support me, the only way you can really help supporting me is subscribing, and you don't have to like or comment on my videos. I mean, the most you The biggest part of becoming a YouTube partner is getting the required amount of watch hours. It's all about how long a person stays engaged in your content. So if you're only watching part of my videos or the first like 40 seconds of my videos, it doesn't track very long. So when you need 3,000 watch hours within 1 year's time frame, it's kind of difficult to make YouTube partner. But they made it easier because it used to be at least for the other YouTube partner program, it's 1,000 subscribers with 4,000 watch hours, and that does not include shorts. So if you're watching my shorts, that's a completely different requirement altogether, and it's more. I would have to do basically just shorts all the time and do absolutely no long form content. But that's not the route that I'm going. I love having short form content, don't get me wrong. It does grab viewers, it does bring them to my channel. But my shorts don't really relate with what my other videos relate to, my long form content. So there is a disconnect between my shorts and my the YouTube shorts or my long form content video. It is quite different, and they are different categories. So if I want to become a YouTube partner, I have to have. So they made it easier for some. So you only need 500 subscribers, which I've made it. So thank you guys. I never thought I'd reach over 600 like in the last month or so. Like, you guys have been subscribing more like crazy recently, and so I know what's making my content popular. It's just I'm going to try and cater towards my audience as well as just staying the same me and transparent and still doing the same like the videos, and but I do want to cater to the other audiences once in a while, and that's why I like to do those shorts. But it's hard for me to figure out what to do for shorts. I don't have the creativity that a lot of other influencers do, at least in that category yet. Not to say that I may not improve on it, because I think I could. Anything is possible in life. You just have to put your mind to it. So I need to go to Canvas and create websites for merch on YouTube. That is goal number 1. And these goals are not going to go in any certain order, but I do have other, like this is in pink, so I do have other colors to help differentiate potential increases with priority after I review the list multiple times over and over and over again and keep adding to it. So I also need to clean shower for parental use. I haven't, in all honesty, I haven't been able to clean my shower in so long, but they have a tool that makes it really easy to do, so I'm going to go do that. But my priority is to be able to leave the house today, so at least that's why I'm writing all this stuff down. I'm going to get done whatever I can. Hopefully my mom takes a little bit of a nap, because I want her to go with me. It's usually my mom and I that go every year. At least the last couple of years, and I love tradition, and we never really had like a family tradition besides like just family vacations during the summer when my dad worked, but that didn't last forever. My dad retired. So anyways, back to my list. I need to do that for that. I organized my bees last night, and that was like so important for me to do yesterday. I got sidetracked, and I got talking with people on social media. I had my hour-long conversation with Tammy in Minnesota. I did all my doctor appointments yesterday morning. I went to the Cairo, played in the park with Stormy. Then I went and dropped her off at my parents' house. Then I wrote a grocery list down, and then took a picture of that. Then I left the house to go to my medication manager appointment back into Salem, which is like a 25-minute drive. And then after that, I went directly shopping at Walmart, and I bought like $260 worth of food and like 1 or 2 like clothes items, and mostly for Stormy. I got her some cute, I got her some cute pajamas. They're so adorable. Oh my goodness. She melts my heart when she wears them. So this is one of them. I had them on her last night, and I know I scrolled by it already. It is like a hoodie, and it's got, oh it did, it looked like it had like little teeny ears, but I guess it was from the plastic things. So this is it, and it says boo. But I absolutely love it. It's only got the armholes, and it's like, it's big enough for her. So the purpose of this is, I take her to the park, and that grass is freaking wet. I just gave her a bath, and that wet dog smell comes back like that. And there's other fragrances and stuff, but like, I have such sensitivities to fragrances, and my dad has his own sensitivities to them too, and I'm my mom now, so, and Stormy has slight allergies, and so at least she's getting her vet shot soon. I can't wait to see what that bill is going to cost. Get out of here, controller. You're in my space. Or wait. Leaning up against this blue tube. I can't turn any longer. I have to sit straight with my stuff going on. So, what I wanted to mention about pots is let me do a little diagram. Pots. Positional. Orthostatic, postural, syndrome. Oops, that's a T. Why did I put it? I'll just scroll that all out. Syndrome. Autonomic. Can't get off of my freaking phone to be able to go look because it'll end the video. Autonomic dysfunction. Autonomic dysfunction. Dysautonomia. Dysautonomia. So those are the things. It's all backwards. Let me turn the camera around so y'all can see it. So POTS stands for positional. So it depends on what position, if I'm sitting, standing, or laying. So stand, sit, lay. Orthostatic means static is, what is that? Stay? Let me ask Alexa. Alexa, what does ortho stand for?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, ortho is a Greek prefix meaning straight, upright, right or correct.
Alexa, what does static stand for?
As an adjective, static is usually defined as pertaining to or characterized by a fixed or stationary condition. As a noun, static is usually defined as static or atmospheric electricity. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for static.
Alright, so I had to have the word broken down like that. When I tried to put orthostatic in there, she just came up with some weird wonky answer. So when you break those two words down into one word, it's what she said. Postural means the posture that you're in, whether it's sitting, standing, laying, whatever that is. So posture doesn't always mean, like the posture, gotta have a good posture, but it really does mean, because it depends on if you have good posture or you don't have good posture. And that, depending on what position you're in, matters, because it affects people with this. So posture matters. And let me go get the definition of syndrome again so I can have the correct terminology for y'all. Alexa, what does syndrome stand for?
Here's something I found on Wiktionary. The noun, syndrome, can have a couple meanings. 1. A recognizable pattern of signs, symptoms and/or behaviors, especially of a disease or medical or psychological condition. 2. Any set of characteristics regarded as identifying a certain type, condition, etc., usually adverse.
So, there you have it. Put all of that information together, and that is how you learn how to diagnose yourself and to learn what does that even mean with having that diagnosis. So what does that mean to me? So for me, when in the past when I have been on medications such as like Lyrica and Cymbalta and like several other SSRIs or anything that I've taken for depression, anxiety, besides like Xanax and Klonopin, all those other stuff that like are meant for like long-term use. So any medication that if you have to taper up to and then taper down, I don't trust that medication at all. I don't trust it, especially if it's something like that and it takes a month for it to get into your system for it to really work. My body does not handle time release things. The only thing that it has been somewhat working with is my my patch, and that's how I got off of nicotine. As I use the nicotine patches to get off of it, and nicotine actually, without all the added chemicals and stuff, that are added to cigarettes and everything else, nicotine in itself does have beneficial properties behind it. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, don't go out there and start like doing other things, but anything in excess can hurt you. So put that in mind. Anything can hurt you. So let me try and do a demonstration of my pots, but it's been really well managed for a while. So I really wanted to like start tailoring my episodes here. I really want to focus more on like spreading awareness about what I do deal with. Instead of just showing like the everyday stuff that you really don't quite understand. And it's only recently that I started having to like really talk about my medical PTSD again, and because it's been so recent with a trigger, and so I'm having to continue to rewire my brain to think about my diagnoses differently, because it does seem like I've been spinning my wheels for a while, and it's not by any fault of his or my own really, because my body just hasn't been cooperating lately. I've been in a flare. His work schedule has been absolutely bonkers. Him tending to family stuff when he has to do family things, and he has to take some time work out for himself, and so he doesn't reach burnout. And I am so happy with the Salem Clinic. Like, it really bums me that the VA doesn't cover them. I'm really bummed, because that would have been just amazing. It would have been amazing to have them be covered by the VA, and so I would not have to change clinics altogether. But I don't think they're ever going to pick up the VA, which I don't blame them. I'm sure they got enough issues with insurance problems as it is. So I kind of don't blame them. Like, that VA is such a B word to deal with. So I get it. Alright, let me go get some of my other medical supplies, and so I can show you guys kind of what POTS looks like.